Ladies and gents, thank you so much for tuning in. In this video, I'm going to be just flying my drone over this far east side of Indianapolis just to highlight what I already did, but just taking a different perspective, which is like the aerial view of this area, just to showcase all these shopping centers or strip malls, if you want to call them that. And if you look, you notice how there's a lot of activity and it seems like everything is going well in terms of business. But if you look across the street, notice that there's a building there that's kind of looking rough. That is where the mall is, the Washington Square Mall, which is obviously struggling right now. But you do have Target, which is like a main anchor store around the area. But most of the stores inside are pretty much sort of struggling. They are smaller shops, and I don't think they are what I would consider anchor stores. But what you're looking at here is like a whole bunch of strip malls with a lot of business going on. So this place is not dead. It has a lot of life and business in it. And even going across the street from Washington, you notice that there's a lot of restaurants right here in the center. So you have Chick-fil-A, you have Taco Bell, and many others, which are basically helping this area. And to your right, you have this long strip mall that has a lot of different stores, and that seems to be doing really well in terms of business. All right, now we're gonna start from back here and fly all the way to Walmart just to show you the business model and the idea that's actually making this place work. If you pay attention, you'll notice that you have all these restaurants sort of like in the center, closer to the road, the main street, and then you have a huge parking lot and you have a lot of businesses right there as well. And of course you have your bank. And if you cross over to the other side of the street, you have more strip malls. And what they are serving basically is just like an economic hub for this side of the city, obviously. And to your left, you still have some of the old stores that are still functioning. You have some restaurants here as well. But again, the concept of having the restaurants right next to the road, that way they attract all the customers. But not only that, these kind of like are helping each other in a way, because then people are more likely to go shopping and then grab something to eat. Crew Car Wash is probably one of the number one players here in terms of like attracting economic activity, because this place is always packed. Many people like to get their cars washed, and Crew seems to be dominating that business here in central Indiana. Now what we are approaching here, like you look to the left, that's where the old Kroger is still operating. You have some other businesses to your right, but I would say the main business on the other side of this little creek is Walmart. You have Walmart, and you have another strip mall with a lot of stores, and then if you keep going, you will eventually get to Cumberland, which is not very far from Walmart, and I believe they have a big Maya and probably other restaurants in that area. But yeah, this is as far as you're gonna go in terms of like Indianapolis perimeter. So this is like the outskirts of Indianapolis. And of course, we cannot check out this area without flying over Washington Square Mall. And as you can see, there's not a whole lot left out here. The theater is still there. There's like some Latino store, maybe Mexican store. I'm not 100% sure, but AMC is still there. But I don't know how they are doing business-wise, because I know some of the theaters have been struggling since people started streaming, you know. Anyways, what you're looking at here is basically the mall. It's not looking the greatest. I mean, just from looking at it from this angle here, you can tell that there's not much activity going on, especially on this other side. Like that right there, that's where Burlington used to be. And you know, you lose Burlington, you lose JCPenney, you lose Macy's, then you have nothing left. I mean, like I said, the only place that's still here is Target, but even then, I don't know how long they're gonna be around. That's the sad reality of this mall. It really looks beat up. Check out my other video where I actually take a little tour into the mall to see what's in there. And like I said, not a whole lot, but there are still some smaller businesses in there. Again, this is not all doom and gloom, because if you look on the other side of the road, you notice like all the strip malls I was talking about, they're all out there. And again, there's a lot of activity out here. And then I thought I would show this little building. It's Golden Corral. The sad thing about it is that it was set alight, and obviously there's no business going on there. Word on the street is that some homeless person set the building on fire, but I don't really have the facts to really corroborate that story. But the reality is that the building is pretty much gone, and I'm pretty sure here soon they're gonna tear it down. But again, this building used to be one of the key restaurants on the Far-Eastside back in the day, but it's all gone now, and I hope that they can demolish this and build something else, or maybe replace it. Like I said, this is not all doom and gloom. This place is actually pretty much alive. There's a lot of activity going on here. People are still enthusiastic about this area, and hopefully businesses will just keep up. You know, I understand the hardships of maintaining a business in like areas like this, but we need these businesses. We need employment, we need economic activity, especially in this part of the town, because really without this area there would be major scarce of jobs and shopping on the Far-Eastside. So it's good to see that there's a lot of activity going on here. I'm seeing Best Buy. That's probably like one of my favorite stores to go to, especially for what I do in terms of like filming and whatnot. So yeah. So this pretty much kind of like gives us an overview, an aerial view of this part of Indianapolis. Again, I encourage you to check out my other videos where I'm talking about different places within Indianapolis, going into different neighborhoods, just checking them, just highlighting them, not to criticize or discourage people from going to any of these places, but more so to highlight what we have in our city, what kind of options we have, and what can we do to help these areas, especially by supporting all these businesses. I appreciate you guys checking out this video. Again, don't forget to check out my video about the mall, and I'm probably gonna have more videos coming in a few weeks. Please support the channel. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and just add a comment, just say something, just advise me. Maybe your feedback will help me improve the quality of what I'm doing. But I appreciate you for your time, and until next time, cheers.